Yeah. It's a Monday, but I was listening to some Pantera on the way in to work today. How cool was it that Pantera did the song for the Dallas Stars, and then when they win the Stanley Cup, Pantera is in your parade. I mean, that's where I think they beat everybody else.
It was a catchy song too, but learning the lyrics was a little on the tough side.
Oh, Pantera. Respect. Are you talking to me? Oh, that's the music you play, Dave. Although, as much as I'm sure some people are irritated by the Chicago Blackhawk goal song, it rules in terms of catchiness.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I like it.
Sorry you hate on Chicago for winning everything every year.
Sorry
That's
that
just
they're
the way
so
it is.
good.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not even a Blackhawks guy. You know that.
No. But there are things about the Blackhawks you can't deny. Number one of the great cool jerseys of all time.
Both of them, too.
Yeah, both of them.
Home and away.
Both of them. I even like the black one. I got a Jonathan Taves I was given as a gift.
Okay, yeah.
When they had the
you don't see that too often,
No,
though.
you don't.
No.
You don't. And that's the other thing, too. Easy every sports team with a special occasion everything jersey. So it used to be special occasion jersey, so 3. But then but now it's a salute to like the Navy night. Then it's Heritage. Then it's it keeps going on and on. It's like, okay, but now Reebok's not doing it. Adidas is now doing it. So now you just keep going back. Are you the kind of person that needs to have every jersey that a team? I'm not. Like, I'm not necessarily, I need to have, if I have a jersey from whatever era it is, from whatever team that I want to cheer for, that's pretty much it. It would take a lot for me to go out and say, oh, well, because they went from, I don't know, Adidas to Reebok to Under Armour. I'm not going out just to buy the latest jersey. That's just not me. That's why I always think it's cool. When the Calgary Flames, for instance, and some guys got like the old Atlanta jersey on or something. Like I
actually like those jerseys.
Yeah, I respect that. And if you've got an older name on there, that's cool too. I had a Chuck Ely jersey for years. I mean, we won as kids the All Ontarios, and I'm accepting the Most Valuable Player award by George Armstrong. Now, the nickname the Chief didn't come from me. Don't get mad.
Are you sure?
It's not a thing.
That wasn't you?
No, it was not
I thought
me.
for sure it was you.
It's called the Chief. But George Armstrong, a legendary Leaf captain, he's giving me the trophy in the picture, in the paper. What am I wearing? Number 16 from the Hamilton Tiger Cats, Chuck Ely. That's what I was wearing. I slept in that thing. I love that jersey. And that, to me, the vintage Ticat jersey. So all down the sleeves, with the rings.
It's a good looking jersey.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's a good looking jersey. They should actually go back to that.
I think so.
Like, do you remember when the Jets had the ugly green and then they went back to the throwback ones that Namath wore, and they're still wearing them today? I think it's their best jersey.
I love those Jets jersey, and there's certain jerseys. The Jets one looks great. The Rangers,
yes,
as in the New York Rangers,
yes,
classic looking jersey. Some of the other ones, to me, if they're the newer ones, I don't know what knocks me out necessarily.
I was gonna say, if you're going throwback ones, I even like the Canadians, Montreal Canadiens.
It's classic.
Jerseys.
It's still.
I think it fits. I don't think they should ever change that.
Yeah, and I know that they have, right? They've gone to, I think it's Adidas this year.
Yeah, well, everybody has. It's a league. It's a league.
But I mean, Adidas is now the NHL.
Exactly. Any NHL jersey that is authentic. So if somebody tries to sell you something, it has to say Adidas on it, or it isn't truly authentic.
What is authentic? Okay. What about Jordan Spieth? Authentic? Mm-hmm. Is he back? Is he going to dominate? I would say no. I don't think anyone is. I think the Travelers was it's on the tour. It wasn't back in someone's backyard and it didn't count. But that doesn't mean I'm going, hey, are you going to watch the Travelers this weekend? No. I might.
I had a hard time watching a lot of TV. We were just so busy doing stuff.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You had Greek birthday parties.
Exactly. And on Saturday, I don't know. I know I sent you the pictures, but the Pterodactyls completed their undefeated T-ball season to win the championship.
That, of course, is Dave's daughter plays on that team.
You bet.
Of course, there was a controversial incident about a week and a half ago when she threw up while playing.
No, that was Nicole.
Oh, that was Nicole that did that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
different.
yeah. But I had them both at the same time, so it's like,
And
oh,
Nicole's how old now?
no. 14 months.
14 months. And were you
Runs faster than Marissa, too.
were you in the dugout going, throwing up? What are you doing? You just think about that. You sit in that bench, throwing up. We've got a game to play.
So, yeah, as the Setco dad I am, Marissa hit 525 this year as I kept track of
He kept track.
hits and strikeouts and,
Because I would think T-ball strikeouts are really bad.
You know what? It does happen quite often, though,
yeah.
because they only get 3 swings. And a lot of times, like, you'll even have some of the bigger players, because she's in a league, like, and I got to confess this now because I actually can, but you're probably not going to be surprised by this.
You cut her?
No, she wasn't supposed to play in this league because she was too young, but I doctored her birth certificate to make it a year older.
You're like the what do they call it, the World Series, the little kids?
Yeah, but the opposite.
But the opposite.
Because she just turned 4, so she technically wasn't supposed to play until 2018, right? But I thought, no, I wanna coach this team, and I'm not coaching it if she's not on it. That makes no sense whatsoever. So she was playing against 7-year-olds, and there was one 8-year-old on the team too. Significant difference, I should say, Mike, from a coaching perspective. 4-year-old that kind of has the patience. 7-year-old that thinks he's ready to be scouted by a major league.
But let's face it, when we were 7, 8 years old, things were going on in our heads too. Any scouts here today? You're 8. I'm hoping you don't pee your pants when you slide in a second. So the Travelers, they're all. But if you're going to win something, I would say when you go to sudden death, you go to the playoff holes. Those are always very exciting. But if you're going to do it in dramatic fashion, courtesy of the PGA, property of the PGA, and CBS, this is the way you might want to do it.
Right at it. Oh, he's done it again, just as he did at the John Deere for his first win.
Have you ever? Oh, no, that was you.
No, that's someone else, yeah.
See, I'd be riding the pony right about now. Like, don't be all calm. See, now he's looking at his scorecard. Jordan, come on.
That's sportsmanship right there.
That's I'll tell you. You don't see a lot of that. Crowd goes crazy, and it's very dramatic. But
what a way to win it too, eh? That's fantastic. That doesn't happen enough. That doesn't happen. All they were missing was maybe like a organist in the background. You know what I mean? Like,
but would you go up to the guy, because it's a playoff hole, right?
Yes.
You go up and do one of these. Boom.
if you hated the guy, yes.
That just happened.
Feeling the flow,
Yeah.
riding the wave. By the way, Spieth and Tiger Woods are the only 2 golfers since 1983 with double-digit wins before their 24th birthday. 24, that's his 10th PGA win. Second of the year, by the way.
I think Tiger's at home going, that's so good.
I don't know if Tiger is even...
Or was he? That's necessary. He's necessary.
I'm not referring to that.
Everyone's mad now.
I'm not
Everyone
referring
piss
to
off.
that.
We can do what we want. That's why it's on the internet. How about that? Boom. That just happened. For the Toronto Blue Jays, and that's right, Toronto. That's how people say it when you're not from here.
That's true.
Unbelievable. Sometimes when I hear people say that. National reports. In Toronto, what? That's like saying Illinois. I hear people say that too. Or Oregon. Don't just do a little research. Don't say those words like
New Orleans, New Orleans, right?
New Orleans.
Yeah, exactly. There's the 2.
Or what's the other one? Calgary?
Oh,
Calgary.
don't tell me that.
Calgary.
No.
Yeah. Oh, he's from Calgary.
Oh, Calgary.
Is that close to Calgary? What? The Blue Jays get it done, and it was everybody's favorite player, courtesy of Major League Baseball and Fox Sports, Bautista with a bomb.
As a pitcher, I sure would want that one, Hud. No doubt about it.
Look where he put it, though. That was Hamill.
Bautista gets the green light and hammers it out of the ballpark.
Terrible pitch. Like, seriously.
One up.
450
Yeah, no
feet.
doubt about it. He got in that 3-0 count. He gets a green light, and unfortunately, with the 2-run lead. Hamill decides he's just going to challenge him with a fastball. Obviously a mistake there.
Yeah, it was. It was. Center cut, as the guy said. I mean, it looked like almost in terms of the rotation when he throws the ball, it was like he was throwing a dart, trying to go for the bullseye, and you knew where the bullseye was. So he just throws it right down the pipe. It's 3-0. Of course, you got the. I mean, it's bombs away.
Sure.
And he puts it right over the plate.
The only thing he had to do is putting in a pitching machine.
that's what it looked like.
By the way, hard to believe Francisco Liriano, the starting pitcher, that's his first Blue Jay win on the road since they acquired him. That's a long time.
He's an adventure. I mean, I don't think you're like. I mean, he gets the win yesterday.
Yes,
but there is no guarantee when he goes up there. And I'll be honest, you're going to see the parlay I made yesterday, and I just looked at a bunch of the pitching matchups and went over. Like Hamill this year too. I mean, please. That was an example of what you don't do. He did that yesterday. So the Blue Jays once again. For those, if you really desperately need to see. Where we are as we approach July in terms of standings, and if you're a Blue Jays fan, as you struggle to, I guess, wild card. I don't know. I mean, they're 5 out. They're still 3 games below 5. I think you're pretty much going to see this for the rest of the season. I don't. As I said, if they get into this thing where they think they're going to buy, I don't know why this is the reason. Because look, you've got the Yankees and Boston, who are not only good this year. You're looking down the road. We've talked about that.
Yep.
I think Tampa Bay's played probably a little better than people thought.
Much better.
And strangely enough, it's not with the arms.
Nope.
It's with the bats.
Heavy bats. Yeah, they're top 5 in home runs in the American League, right, or in Major League Baseball right now, which if anybody had that at the start of the year at any point of the season, I wouldn't have believed you. So pretty good lineup. As far as the Blue Jays are concerned, you mentioned 3 games under 500. They're off today. Host Baltimore as of Tuesday. So Baltimore also kind of having their problems and struggles after a pretty good start to the season. Right now the O's are actually mathematically only 1 game up on the Blue Jays in second last place in the American League East. So by the end of the series, things might be switched around in the American League East.
I also think, too, that Baltimore, for the last couple of years, when they get out to these starts, and sometimes even throughout the season, you're like, well, when is this going to fall apart? I think this is the real reflection of really where they are.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. I looked at Baltimore as that 3rd or 4th place team, probably more likely 4th place team in the division. I still had Tampa Bay as the last place team.
I think a lot of people did.
So and I know there's a lot of season ahead of us, but man, have they been a pretty nice surprise? And it's too bad, the city of Tampa Bay haven't figured out that they actually have a team.
Here's some more surprises today. The New York Mets promoting Tim Tebow from low A ball to St. Lucie of the high A League. Now, I assume that's as in highest, just not.
No, Tim wouldn't have anything to do with the other part of it. No.
Dude. They're really throwing hard out there.
The way the Mets are playing this year, Tim might be with the Mets in a couple of months.
You know what's weird is this is like one of the better stories the Mets have had all year.
Yeah. The Mets have stunk. The Mets are already 11 games out of first place. Their season is essentially over.
Well, most of them are in the hospital, are they not?
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, so he batted. So he was with Columbia. So that's South Carolina.
Yeah, not the country in
he wouldn't
South America.
I don't know if he's doing well there.
I don't think he's doing well at all.
He batted .222 with 3 home runs. One of them, and we're going to show it here. This is so crazy.
I'm cheering for him, man.
He's a great. Look,
I'm okay with him.
So am I too.
He's a Jet for life.
Like, why would you wish ill though on a guy that all he does is like the nicest guy in the world? Mm-hmm. Everything he does is legitimately like nice and filled full of goodness.
He's the bigger, stronger, better looking version of Russell.
Yeah, it's almost a tie. No, it's not a tie.
No,
but get a load of this. So this is his first at bat for the Columbia. Oh yeah, Fireflies.
Ooh, the Fireflies. So intimidating.
His first at bat. Let's see what happens. This was like about a month, 2 months ago, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but if you missed it, it sounded like this. Uh-oh. That's a high fly ball. And bye-bye. As he's rounding the bases, it's like he doesn't know the rules as you're watching. He stops at second. He stopped at second. The umpire's making the home run signal. He's like, seriously, did it go all the way? Oh, is that a homer? Yeah, it's a homer.
And he starts laughing. I love it.
Isn't that hilarious?
That's great.
Why did he stop at second?
Well, you know what? Maybe he thought it was a ground rule double. You know, because he did go opposite field with it, which is awesome. But
the umpire is doing that's a home run.
Yeah.
Seriously, for me, is it really? Okay, great, thanks. I'm super excited.
Tim's got a phone in the show eventually.
Oh,
I know he's probably making travel plans to pack up the bags and go into St. Lucia or whatever. Where is it? St.
Lucie.
Lucie. That's
St. Lucie.
Lucia. St. Lucia would be a really good place to play baseball, but I don't think that's the Class A place of the Mets. But once he's settled in, maybe he'll give us a call.
The Mets general manager Sandy Alderson announced the move prior to the Major League Club's game in San Francisco. And then he says, this is what I love. It's not like he's tearing up the league.
Whoa, Sandy. Hey.
Nice announcement. But at the same time, all the indications are positive in terms of various things we look at. Chase rates and exit velocity. Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Science. You keep doing that. When you watch a swing, too, like mechanically, it's very it's like cumbersome. It's like he's swinging the bat with the trunk of a tree. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, if he hits it, big strong boy.
Sure he is, yeah.
But it just doesn't look like a professional ball player.
Carries,
but I guess it's a good enough story. If you're looking for good stories, if you're a Cleveland Cavalier fan, maybe you got a great one. And we talked about what exactly the Cavs would do. They didn't pull the trigger or make it happen for Jimmy Butler. But this whole reaction about what they might do with Chris Paul becomes interesting. I mean, they attempted at some point prior to the draft to pull the trigger that would have sent like Kevin Love to the Nuggets. But if they get Paul George and LeBron on the same team, I got to tell you that if you're Golden State, I think legitimately you're looking at that as a pretty big handful. I mean, that is a game-changing player. And so LeBron's got, 1 year left on his contract. You also have, depending on what the deal would be, I wonder if you're a Los Angeles Laker fan or, Lakers period, does that screw that up? Or do you see in this weirdness of the NBA, and this is what I find to be unnerving in the era that I grew up in, maybe they all just become friends, and at the end of that year, they all go to Los Angeles to play together with Lonzo Ball. Because this is the era.
I like that chapter right there. But I think you're on to something. I think you're seeing the future. You look into the crystal ball, and
like you could play together, possibly win a championship.
Yeah.
With Cleveland, and then take it and sort of rebuild the Lake Show.
Yes, exactly.
And that would be a Lake Show.
That would be a true Lake Show, not what they think they have there right now with, somebody's dad telling everybody how he's going to lead the Lakers to a first round, to a playoff berth, basically. That's not happening.
Okay, the Greek freak. How am I pronouncing that name again?
Yanni.
Yeah.
Not Giannis,
yeah.
because a lot of people like Giannis. Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, you got it.
His dream
ironically not a Greek last name. A lot of people sit there and his Greek last name. Well, he's Greek, but that's actually an African last name because his dad, I believe, Nigerian, went over, but speaks fluent Greek. He speaks better Greek than anybody I know here in Toronto that speaks Greek. I'm just telling you.
Greek last names. That's not good.
I know, exactly.
Gianni is dreaming big. He wants to beat the United States wearing Greek team colors.
Yeah, he's very loyal to the...
he wants to see, I guess, when they talk about... there's an exhibition game. And when's that happening?
By the
Sunday.
way, Yanni,
Sunday.
by the way, that's never happening. So you're not going to beat unless the United States decide, you know what, we're going to send our D team over there.
It would be interesting if all those who could play for Canada at some point do play for Canada.
Yes.
How close could that Canadian team get?
Bingo. I think legitimately top five. Top five.
To see them win a gold medal in our lifetime, I don't think is that much of a stretch.
Ooh, really? You know,
Yeah.
a gold medal?
A gold medal, baby.
Okay, then there has to be a couple countries that some of their players decide, I want to take off the summer.
See, there's a lot of good and again, international basketball plays differently.
Correct.
It's a different game.
Yes.
And so that's why, you're going to have problems when you play teams like Lithuania is always going to be very difficult.
Good, yeah.
Spain is going to push.
Yep.
The most irritating game I think I ever watched, irritating of all time, when Steve Nash played for Canada and got literally molested live on international television
And there's no
by
calls.
France.
Yes.
France. God damn it, France. If your girls weren't so attractive with their pouty little lips and you've got excellent smoking and wine and cheese and Eiffel Towers.
You'd hate them.
But after that, okay, your pastries is good. Your food's probably top notch. But hey,
then, yeah.
Hey, we're watching you, France.
Your wine, too.
Yeah. Oh, I had Italian wine. Did you see how you put that picture out
I
there?
did see that.
Yeah.
You actually should be running a show on the Food Network, too.
Well, we're thinking of
I'm
maybe
just-
having a celebrity chef night with the show.
I think this is a good idea.
It's already been offered
It has.
here in the city. Absolutely.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Okay. See,
Absolutely.
I'm learning things as we go.
From Safari Grill, my friend Danny Ferracuti
Okay.
said, we got to get a celebrity cooking night. I can do that. Lots of booze. First course is rye or Jameson's. What does it come with? That's it.
Yeah, it comes
Stop
in
complaining.
It comes in a glass.
All comes with huge attitude and threats is the way I'm going to do it. Now, Russell roast beef. You
Yes.
had something that you were talking about before we started the show. You had brought up something very interesting, and I'm trying to think of what it was. And for strangely enough,
So it wasn't that interesting. Is that what you're trying to say?
Completely forgot. Like you almost don't exist at all. Like the conversation never happened. What was it? What was it you were talking about?
Comparing attendance records
Yeah.
with the NHL.
Okay, this is it's. I guess it's kind of surprising, but when in the context that Russell's going to talk about it, maybe it's not surprising at all. But it's still really bad news.
Uh-oh.
I couldn't get the picture up, but it was a post on Reddit that said the Quebec Ramparts, the QMJHL,
Yes.
had an average attendance this year of 13,385 people.
Pretty sweet, yeah.
Yeah.
That was more than 3 NHL teams.
Oh.
Yeah. So can you name the three?
Hold
on.
Okay.
Can
Let's
Dave-
go. Let's go. Florida Panthers.
I don't think
No.
that
What,
was not one
what
of
do you mean
them.
you don't think?
That-
You have an answer. Or you
Here,
don't.
that was not one of them.
That was not one of them.
Oh, good.
No.
But
Let
you
me-
know
Okay.
what? I think it probably
Arizona Coyotes.
See, it says right there. It's kinda small.
uh,
Arizona was one. yes.
Arizona was one, and now Dave is reading it, so therefore the contest is over.
Yeah.
They,
How was in Florida part of that? So
yeah.
what did they
Florida,
say?
There's no way Florida had more than 13,000.
So so the list says Carolina and the Islanders or something, right? Is that-
Carolina, Arizona, and the
Okay.
Islanders.
Really? See, because I'm surprised
And the
about the
Islanders-
Panthers thing.
What a fail that is for the
That's
brand new beautiful building.
And it's embarrassing because it's not an original six franchise, but I look at the Islanders and that Islander jersey as NHL royalty. And the way they're treating that product in Brooklyn is absolute garbage.
Yeah, when they start talking about Vegas, and I think that's where the purists go, okay, look, you got some huge problems on teams that exist already in non-traditional markets, but then someone would argue and say, okay, well, the Islanders are on that list, but I got to be honest, even in with the Prudential in New Jersey, it's not like they sit there and watch everyone sell out every single night because New Jersey's got some issues.
Yep. They do.
Dallas
actually.
Dallas at times makes me nervous.
Yeah.
And even though they're a team that's really, really good, their facility is fantastic. Hey, their team's facility up in Frisco is one of the nicest I've ever seen. It's nicer than what most people have. It's a great setup in Dallas. But I don't know if they're necessarily, after you talk about them boys,
Not them Duke boys.
no.
Other boys.
Well,
Well,
they're
maybe.
kind of Duke
Yeah,
boys
they
a little
probably-
bit.
actually,
Hey
you know
now,
what?
hey now.
If the Duke boys followed the NHL,
Yeah.
that might be their team.
Jared Jones saying, but that doesn't mean I don't like Romo. Romo's still good. I still had them swim parties. We do some wrestling moves. Do you like wrestling, Dave? Oh, I bet you
bet
do.
I do.
You like Jello?
Oh,
Yeah,
see, I
like
do.
Jell-O. I like how it jiggles.
Grape jello. NHL too, Mike. While we're on the topic of NHL, this afternoon, I believe, I don't think it's this morning, but this afternoon, they're supposed to announce, the Hockey Hall of Fame will announce I guess the candidates for the Hockey Hall of Fame. Expected to headline, which should come as no surprise, Teemu Selanne and Daniel Alfredsson, but there's also an outside chance of Paul Kariya, Mark Recchi. Let's see, Theoren Fleury is up for a possible induction. We'll see if it actually comes through. But the locks right now, my 2 locks, Teemu Selanne, Daniel Alfredsson, and I'm sure they're going to add to that list with another 2 or 3 candidates.
That is that's interesting though. So Mark Recchi, does that surprise you that's
well, only because I throw that name in there because a lot of people have made comparisons, and he's already in his 4th year of eligibility. He's 12th in league history in points. And you kind of sit there and you go 12th out of every single person that has ever played. Doesn't that make sense just when you hear that number that he should be part of it? The guy has 577 goals. And a lot of times people say, oh, 500's that mark. Well, he's well over that. He's well over that. And he's won countless Stanley Cups. So a lot of people sit there and go, okay. The other one is Paul Kariya. He's in his 5th year of eligibility. A lot of people, sit there and go, okay, what has he won exactly? But there's always that soft spot for a guy that...
Yeah, see, I thought he was a really great player. And again, for a guy his size...
Exactly.
What he contributed. But does a really great player in any sport mean that you get into to be a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, it's not Hockey Hall of very good.
Yes.
It's the best of the best.
Yeah.
Other names include Jeremy Roenick, who's in his 6th year of eligibility, Alexander McGillney, who's in his 9th year of eligibility, and let's see who else here. Dave Andreychuk is an outside chance, but likely will not be part of the mix.
So when's the cutoff? When do they cut you off?
I'm not sure. In baseball, it's 10 years. I don't know if it's like that in...
Roast beef, do you know? Because I got it.
Well, I don't know if there's a cutoff, but didn't Rogie Vachon get in last year?
That's true.
He had retired over 20 years ago.
And that's a really good point, yeah.
Because if you're Alex McGillney's wife, and Alex is sitting there waiting by the phone.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Alex! It's not going to happen for you. You weren't that good. I was very good. I have no idea what accent that was, by the way. All of a sudden, he turned to the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think it made him better than what he was.
I don't know what that was all about. Jimmy the Bag going to come in and tell us, by the way, Queen's Plate is coming up as well, so you might want to listen to that.
Okay.
Now, I know our friend Luch also has some feelings when it comes to horse racing.
Might be the worst person ever when it comes to betting, Luch.
This is what I'll show you the parlay that I put up. But again, it's about transparency, so I put up what my parlay was. Mm-hmm. In that parlay, and no, this is not this one, because this is a secondary one that I made up. So what I had left on there was an over between BC and Edmonton.
Yes.
The way the game finishes, so with about 50 seconds left, BC scores a touchdown, and so that makes it 28 or 27-27. 27-27. I have 59.5. All right, so I have 60. So if they miss the extra point, you got overtime. Well, they're both getting 3 points each. They're both easily getting but if someone gets a touchdown, it's over anyway. Either way, it looks like I'm going to win. They missed the extra point. So here we go. But then Edmonton, being the dicks that they are, go all the way down the field, but throw a bomb. The guy's running the end zone. He's running the end zone. That's going to be it. He goes down. And then they kick a field goal from like the 4-yard line. Here's what our friend, never do this if you're a bettor, okay?
Yeah, this is called betting etiquette.
When you know that the guy lost, and that's tough because even if you cashed out, you are sweating your balls off.
Sure
now
you
that
are.
it's Tony said, because you can lose just as easily now. Here's the text that I got. Told you to cash out. The over wasn't covered. I didn't fucking know that. Why would you send a text like that, Luch? Why? Who does that? Stating the obvious. Did you go up to I don't know, the makers of the Titanic and go, it wasn't unsinkable.
Yeah.
Your ship just sunk.
He went to the funerals of all the people that died on it and went, see, this I wouldn't have gone on it myself.
Yeah. Hey, captain of the Hindenburg. Your balloon caught on fire and everyone died.
The worst person.
So you didn't actually make it.
The only thing worse than that, and that is pretty bad. The only thing worse than that is somebody that laughs at you for not winning a bet.
Don't do that.
Even if it's for a 3-game parlay or whatever it is.
If someone punched
laughing,
if
laughing.
Someone says, if someone just turned around and filled you in for that, I got no problem with that.
No, I don't either.
You had it coming.
And you know what? Ironically, in Richard's court of law, if somebody approaches the bench and says this is what happened, you as judge residing over it would say, no, that's fine, not guilty.
Oh, so you laughed when the guy lost his bet?
Yeah.
You should have chopped your head off.
Yeah.
And by the way, come here. First time we've seen a judge punch a guy in the face. Yeah, you're not in the court of Richards.
It's a pretty good
It's a
court.
new one. Yeah. Now get in that alligator pit too, asshole. That's how it works. So what do we do with betting? Well, Queen's Plate's coming up. By the way, people are trying to tweet in as well here this morning. Because Jimmy the Bag is getting quite a following. Because he's been so red hot. So back on the other side, and we've got more. This is actually from, a couple of days ago. I love me some Bag. He's going to join us on the other side next.
What up, punters, gamblers, cappers? What up, salutes? What up, mama? It's June 24th, Saturday, June 24th, and yes, I'm hungover as fuck. Yes, I took it in the drink.
Bag, how you doing, buddy?
Yes, I lost 2 games and pushed 1. Yes, I decided to double dip in this Lehigh Valley Iron Pick. Yes, I will be leaving as soon as possible. And yes, I'm going to stop my losing streak right now. And yes, I'm very angry at last night's proceedings. I drank to forget the pain of the Indians being held to 4 hits and 0 runs. Let's talk today's action. I am upping my ante today to stop this losing. I'm putting $500 on a 2-game parlay. A 2-game parlay that is a lock. A 2-game parlay that I'm guaranteeing. I'm taking the Cleveland Indians at home over the Minnesota Twins at minus 240. Is Corey Kluber versus Kyle Gibson. Kluber 6-2, 3.58 ERA, 1.09 WHIP. Just pitched a complete game 3-hitter, 0 walks.
So once again, that is Jimmy the Bag from the past week. And again, the Bag joins us here on rawmike.richards.com here this morning.
What's good, fellas?
Bag. So what's going on? Tell us how's it been going there? Because you were on fire the last time we talked.
Ooh,
fire.
I'm still on fire in the salute department.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
In the cash department, it was a rough week.
Rough week. What was killing you? What killed you?
Oh man,
Here, just
I
talk
should
right
have
into
gone
this mic.
straight with the Dodgers. Remember earlier when we first met, I said Dodgers would win the World Series. They've now won 11 in a row. They're crushing their run lines too.
They were losing yesterday. What was it? 4-0?
Yeah.
5-0, whatever it was. And like, wow, that's a little bit of a shocker. And then what's his name? Mr. Home Run.
Cody Bellinger.
Bellinger is like he's on fire. He's just ridiculous right now.
Wow. They've been incredible. And when you simplify your action, it usually leads to success. But I've been complicating my garbage, and it was a rough week, man. I tried to fix everything by doing a $500 parlay on Saturday with the Indians and the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And the Indians got torched by the Twins all weekend, and I kept thinking it would stop. They scored 2 runs in those 3 games against the Twins.
I know. To me, baseball. Okay, let me just show you. So I'm going to put up my parlay, what I had going on. And I don't need Luch to tell me, oh, by the way, the Ticats didn't win.
Yeah, you know what? Let's ask Jimmy about that.
Yeah.
We were just talking
we're talking
about before you got on air here with us about
gambling etiquette.
Gambling etiquette. So Mike had this nice, healthy parlay.
I loved it. I saw it.
Yeah, he threw it out on Twitter. What do you think? Of course, encouragement. Go for it, brother. Do it. Yeah.
You both did. You both did.
Get the money.
Yeah.
Luch says
cash out.
Cash out.
I know.
So Mike decided not to take the advice, which was good because I don't think he needed the $3.25 of the cash out. Ended up losing it, which sucks.
Yeah.
And then dude
on the last play of the game, basically.
Yeah. Dude
they scored 57 points.
Yeah.
Instead of 59 point.
Dude sends him a message that says, "Told ya, should have cashed out."
Yeah. No.
What do you think about
Here,
that
because
etiquette-wise?
it is,
you're quoting him. Okay.
we are roasting him today.
The worst.
And
the worst.
By the way, I should also, the caveat being to this, he's the one who sent me the doctor that saved my life. So there is that. So told you to cash out, the over wasn't covered. Like I don't fucking know.
Oh, it's
like,
awful.
Who would do that? I don't understand that.
I know who haters Haters. do
Haters,
that.
Okay.
haters gonna hate yo.
Okay, so what's worse, that
Can't believe I said that.
or neither can I? What's worse, that or somebody going up to you and go, ha ha ha, you lost? What's worse?
You can't laugh at someone when they're losing, though. Let's say you're at the track and you're at the skeevy place down in Chinatown,
Sure.
and it's, they're aware that you've
We're
got a
okay
certain
with
horse,
that place,
but all of
by
a
the
sudden
way.
it starts to fade a little bit and loses. Like no one will come and go, ha ha. No one does that. You die. You can kill someone doing that.
Well, and they're all losers at the Chinatown horse track. Yeah, it's just people seem to get off on other people's not being successful. And it'll always amaze me. When you are successful, less people will congratulate you. When you're falling apart, more people will hammer on you. And that just makes no sense.
It makes no sense because if you're hot, if you're on fire,
Yeah.
and there's various now places that the bag is showing up everywhere now. By the way, bag is very popular.
Loving that.
And so if the more you win, I'm going, okay, well, let's start following him. Let's start doing his picks. Like win, baby, win.
Yeah.
Why do you want to see someone lose? But I see that like on covers where guys will offer something that goes, oh, the guy's a fucking dick. Last week he went 1-4. Don't listen to him.
Yeah.
And it goes back and forth. I'm like, okay. If the guy's bragging and his record's terrible and he hides, like, again, the guys who hide stuff, they go, oh, it's 3 for 4. I never saw nothing. Where was 3 for 4? What was that all about?
Yeah.
And they're all these amazing dogs, right? Like the people who brag about taking dogs all the time are really annoying. Like, look, if you got a feeling on it, but you're not magical, you're not Nostradamus, you're not, whoever the amazing Kreskin, you're none of these things.
Nope.
But if you're breaking it down, like whatever, like I just don't understand sometimes the hatred.
It makes no sense, man. It makes no sense. And I do believe it's something that's come out of this Twitter
For sure, the social
generation.
media world.
Yeah, because there seemed to be a lot more positivity back in the day. And when you're dealing with people personally, like I bet you Luch wouldn't have said that to your face. Probably he would have said,
he might.
He might have, because I mean,
Yeah.
when you're
No,
dealing
Yeah,
with-
because
you
you
know
know-
what? I'm on the bag side. I don't think he would have.
He
I
would've
don't
said-
think he would have
Oh,
done
yeah.
the old,
Okay,
"I told
here's what he
you
would have said.
so."
You know what he'd say? Go, oh, Michael, little lucky.
Okay.
He kind of gives me a little bit.
Yeah, he'd go softer
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
person than he would over a text.
I hear you. See, there's this idea.
He's kind of like the Chris Bosh of texting, where he thinks he's tough, but he's really a big sissy.
Man, Chris Bosh, when he was on the Raptors, he was filming sketch comedy weekly. What are you doing? We need you to focus on your job, not coming up with hilarious characters.
Oh yeah, can you imagine? Hey, I think if we're gonna go the full-on, not concentrating on basketball, Hito Turkoglu may have won that award, getting
man.
hammered at karaoke
I
when the
think
game
award-
is actually going on.
The
Oh,
award's
man.
named after him. Yeah.
What a bum. What a bum.
I don't think there's ever been a player that, like, because we played on other teams, I'm like, oh, I dig this guy. This guy's some money. Like, I loved watching him play. And he comes here and it's like,
Oh, I liked him too before he came. I
yeah.
thought
And,
he was
now,
gonna
and then you hate him.
despise him. Remember when he said ball? That was his answer to the interview? What's changed in your game? Ball. What?
Yeah, come on.
Ball?
Yeah,
What's changed in your game?
what is that? A hilarious Turkish joke? I don't see Turkish comedy channels anymore. I don't see any funny Turkish movies.
Somebody just answers ball. You open hand slap that guy in the face.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
It's like even when Marshawn Lynch was pulling that shit.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah,
I don't
I
like
wasn't
the
a big fan
routine.
of
I
that.
love the way he plays, but that was
True.
yeah, that was
True.
So what are you feeling these days? Because we're right in the middle of the summer, so there's huge baseball all over the place.
huge baseball. Yeah, and we have the Queen's Plate on Sunday.
And the Queen's Plate. Now that's a biggie.
That's a huge one. That's the biggest 3-year-old race in the country. This is the biggest race in the world this weekend, is the Queen's Plate. All thoroughbred cappers will have their eyes on Woodbine Horse Track on
That's
Sunday.
pretty awesome.
It's
eh?
so
A lot of
exciting.
people don't give that credit either.
And we have the best jockeys in the world are coming up. We got La Peru, we got Jose Ortiz, we got and it's a wide open race. Wide open race. There's a filly that's the favorite.
Really?
A filly is the favorite. And in 2014, we had a filly here at Woodbine named Lexi Lou, who's trained by Mark Cass, and that filly won the Woodbine Oaks and then won the Plate. And now this filly, Holy Helena, is going to try to win the Oaks and the Queen's Plate, and it's enormously exciting. Trained by Jimmy Jerkins. Does that sound like a fake name?
Yeah, Jimmy Jerkins.
I was gonna say,
that's in a
that
Ron Jeremy movie.
Sounds like something else.
That's Jimmy Jerkins and Peter North starring on Golden Blonde.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, and so it's a very and Mark Cassie has 2 horses. So Cassie, who trained Lexi Liu. He's got 2 big horses, King in His Court, and also State of Honor.
Has Toronto connections too from the past.
Yeah, and you'll remember State of Honor because we talked about State of Honor in the Derby. State of Honor came second in the Tampa Bay Derby and the Florida Derby, and then ran in the Kentucky Derby, and put his nose out in the lead at one point, and came 19th.
So millions go through this, though, right? Millions.
Oh man, this is enormous.
So this is a huge play worldwide in terms of gambling. Like they're all.
Well, yeah, because you switch from big event to big event. So the Royal Ascot just finished, and so now all thoroughbred eyes will be on Canada this weekend.
Do any of the scaly people from the Chinatown off betting? Do they make it to the? Would they go to Woodbine, or are they not?
No,
they don't.
They're staying.
They're staying in Chinatown. Yeah, man.
They don't see daylight. These
cheap
people.
Noodles, But yeah, these guys bet on every race going on
in the everywhere all the time.
Yeah, so they got a race going every 4 minutes. So when I'm like so excited about like a giant race, they're still hammering. Laurel Park. They still got some standard bred bet going on. They just.
Should we sneak some cameras in there sometime just so we can get the atmosphere and how dirty and stuff it is?
You guys have to, man. You gotta get a couple GoPros, man. Just hear the horrifying things that are said.
Yeah,
and it's all seniors. It's all seniors saying these horrible things. Yeah.
Wow.
When I have acne, it's such a refreshing thing for the room. It's such a breath of fresh air that I'm in there, man. I'd say the average age is about 65, 70. Up at Woodbine, it's younger.
Yes.
With the Caribbean influences.
Yeah, you're saying that the Caribbean people loving that. I didn't realize that.
Oh, man. And they're fun to be around.
Yeah, you like that.
I do. I have no idea what they're saying,
yeah.
But I hear Bumbaclot about 300 or 400 times a day. And they're enthusiastic. And that's all you want, right? You just want enthusiasm just to add to the excitement. I think something that the reason why the bag has been resonating with people is because I'm so excited about waking up in the morning and studying and then putting on my action. I'm so excited about spending the whole day watching whatever I've picked.
Let me show you what I was excited about. So now I'm going to put up, this is what I had on the weekend if you look over your shoulder. So I was, once again, it's that combination of the weirdo soccer and baseball. So there I am. I'm taking, it says everything you win, right? So I get the Chilean-Australian draw, which was, I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought Chile would win for sure.
It's a hysterical bet.
But that
Chilean,
crazy.
Australian
right?
draw.
Yeah. Federations Cup over in Russia. I know. It's ridiculous.
That was 1-1. Yeah.
Australian draw.
Yeah. They're called the Socceroos, by the way. What a shit name that is. They're so annoying, that country.
They're coached by Jimmy Jerkins.
Yeah. The players are coming out and they look moist. So Pirates cards over. I took Rockies and Dodgers way over, and it paid a 2. It paid a 2. Double your money. Liriano's on the mound and Hamill. I'm thinking that's got to go over, which it did.
Yeah.
Then I'm taking Zajamans over Cameroon. That was a little closer than I thought.
What's the final score in that
3-1.
3-1. Okay. So they scored on both halves, which is what you wanted.
No, on that one they didn't. That
was a different bet. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the one that lost anyway. That's the one that was out. So I had to make another one. So this was the second one.
Yeah.
Ticats minus 3.5.
Damn it. Yeah.
They got
Ricky
torched.
Ray goes career high totals in passing.
So there's another, what is it, 5 games, 6 games? What did I have? 6 games. 6
Yeah,
games,
6.
and I lost again,
You
which
got it
is,
on the draw, too.
I know.
Wow.
On the CFL. That hurts.
That's so exciting, though,
Yeah.
man.
But look how weird, though. The bet, like, people look at it, they go, what does it mean? Like, sometimes I'll have this players go between 18 and 30 minutes. Where do you find this stuff?
Oh, man.
It's like the Willy Wonka of gambling. Like, there's just so much available.
My friend, a wonderful comedian named Derek Seguin, we were losing thousands of dollars on the Wimbledon last year. And I mean multiple thousands of dollars on Raonic. And after Raonic, I just needed Raonic to win 1 set. And all the games went to tiebreaker. He lost all 3 sets. And I needed to go lie alone in the darkness, And Derek was like, I'm going to make this money back in the next 3 hours. And I was like, how are you going to do that? He's like, I'm going to make it back in the next 3 hours. So the Euro final was on, and it was overnight. It was like in overtime, And he put a couple $100 on Portugal to score in overtime, and they'd already lost.
Ronaldo.
Yeah,
I remember
they
that.
already lost Ronaldo. They were playing so defensively. They hadn't even brought the ball over the half.
Yeah.
And then that guy scores with that left-footed just a laser beam.
Yes, I do
And
remember that.
That was a quick $2,500 score for Derek.
Holy shit. See, next goal.
He did it in 10 minutes. He's like, look, I'm back $2,500. I was like, oh my God, how could you possibly do this?
You know what? Because my brother-in-law, Uncle Lou.
would have threw his hat down and went, damn, he won.
Uncle, yeah. Uncle Lou will play next goal. Like, so if he sees a hockey game and he sees that they're feeling it,
Yeah.
he'll keep betting next goal.
So
next
in-game,
goal.
in-game, yeah.
In play.
In
Yeah.
play is really
he'll
fun
keep
too,
doing
when
that.
you're concentrating on a game.
Now, do you have, like, some people have teams, but do you have an individual who has screwed you historically? Maybe they're not even playing anymore, but when you hear the name, is there someone you go, I could lost more money? There is one guy in my past, and this was with Proline, where I
Individual players?
Yo, there's an individual player.
Teams.
Like the team would screw me, but it would be this person that caused it every time. I'm saying, like, on $25, it'd be, you know how those Proline, because I had so many Proline ties, right?
Yeah.
Between 3 points. And so it'd be like the last game every time. Every time. So they're all worth, on $25, they'd all be worth like between $6,000 and $10,000 every time. This guy, the last game, would do something and throw a pick. When, literally all he had to do was fall on the ball, or whatever the normal thing to do is. He killed me more times.
Can I guess? Can I
Yeah,
guess?
I'd like to guess,
I have
too.
no idea. I'm going to say Carson Palmer.
Okay,
No.
Can I guess? Jay Cutler.
No.
Oh.
This guy.
Because I'm trying to think of a good, a decent quarterback.
This guy's going into. This guy's Hall of Famer. This guy's a Hall of Famer. He
Yeah.
is a Hall of Famer.
He is already?
Yes.
Oh, then Favre.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking Brett Favre. They're like, what do you think about Brett Favre? What do I think about Brett Favre?
Oh, man.
It's funny because when you look at his lines too, leads the NFL in career interceptions.
Yeah.
Leads basically
Oh.
like he does everything, whether it's good or bad. He leads it, or he's coming pretty
Cock
close
shots,
to it.
too.
Yes,
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, well,
Cock shots.
minute 25, they'll probably ground them. No, and Favre is rolling out with the ball. He throws it, and it's picked up by Russell Graham, the youngster out of
Tulane State.
yeah,
Grambling.
out of Grambling. And
which kind of was weird back
Yeah.
then, but he's
every goddamn time Brett Favre killed me.
Well,
Every time.
I have in horse racing Super Mario Gutierrez, who plied his trade in Vancouver at Hastings before he won.
Yeah, we had him on the show.
You had Mario on the show?
Yeah,
Oh,
we had Gutierrez. He won the
He won the Kentucky Derby.
Kentucky
he won
Derby.
it twice.
He came on our show.
not this one, the other one, right?
Yeah, on the TSN.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm a huge fan of his. But
He came on the show. He said, I'm very excited to
he's a sweet guy, soft-spoken.
win races with horses. I was like, oh, okay.
But with Mario, every time I bet on him, he loses, and every time I don't bet on him, he wins.
Oh.
And my dad will just hammer him every time, bet on him every time. And so this year at the Breeders, he won. I believe he won the Philly. Was it the Philly? He won one of the big juveniles with a 36-1.
36-1.
And my dad had him. Champagne Room, I believe. Champagne Room was a horse's name. And 36-1, and he hit. And of course, it cost me my pick four, cost me everything, cost me my
Oh,
whole
God.
day.
See,
and my
that's-
dad sends me this little email,
Oh, he pulled a looch. Well, your dad pulled a looch. Looch is really getting pounded today.
But my dad was hoping that I was on board. My dad thinks, I must have won because it's Mario.
Oh, God. So he didn't know.
Yeah, my dad.
It wasn't a face wash.
No, my dad knows. My dad, the main thing he taught me about horse racing is if you need money, if you're struggling for cash, don't go to the horse
Well,
track.
you said that before. I know this.
Yeah, that's the only gamble. Every other gambling I try to, but my dad always taught me, he's like, you're gonna lose 20%. You go to the horses because you love it, because you love the horses.
I can
you
see
love
it,
the
though. I can
camaraderie.
see that.
Yeah.
More than almost any other sport, the atmosphere, the whole thing. I mean, it is sort of the sport of kings. I mean, you get that sort of.
It's losing. It's dying.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It is very sad. I mean, every time I hear about tracks that are either being closed down
Yeah.
or they're barely, so they, that's why they threw all the
slot
machines in there to get people through there. But it's still, even if you don't even know what the Christ you're doing. I mean, I look at it and I try to figure out stuff. But it's the experience of it. It's a great day. The bar's there. They got restaurants if you want to go like that. The only thing I hate about it, and this was at the tail end, and it's been a while since I've gone. I pull out a cigar because I'm like, I'm at the track.
Yeah, it's the last place you
I
can
am smoking a cigar at the track with Louie and Eddie, and
Yeah.
and they're like, excuse me, sir. Like the last time, this was in Calgary, so I'm going back like 10 years. They're like, you have to go 200 feet away from the building or whatever it was back then, and now, I mean, it's no smoking like anywhere.
Sure.
Well, at Hastings we can smoke cigarettes, cigars. I don't smoke any of those, but I smoke bats.
Oh, speaking of smoking,
Yeah.
Dave can show in the camera that because of the bag's love for people, just tell people right now what is that you
Those
put
are
out?
Jimmy the Bag filters. Jimmy the Bag filters.
Yep.
And
This is a great picture, by the way.
Thank
I
you.
love that picture.
Thank you.
This is the so you can roll your own.
Yeah, it helps you if you're rolling joints or blunts.
Wow, it's very thoughtful for people. That's just in time for Christmas in June.
I was going to say, he's early. Get on it now.
Well, that's why you want to do it.
But we just put out our we have a 9-part series on Jimmy the Bag, a day at the races, with Jimmy the Bag, and the first one came out Wednesday, and it comes out each Wednesday.
Because we're going to show one. We're going to show one at the end of the show too.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, we got one. Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah.
So when you see me on, it's just the first race at Hastings on a day where I get considerably more drunk as the day goes on. But in that first race, it's empty. And it's so beautiful. There's mountains in the background. You can see the ocean. And I was watching this. I was like, look, it's empty. I'm there alone at the horse track. And it's a beautiful sunny day.
And the people from Aston Streets are, hey, help me!
Yeah.
Help me!
They're still shooting the zombie movie. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, just so you know, and for those that want to meet Jimmy the Bag, so August the 26th is the massive circus-like fight. They're going to be the most money in the history of combat sports, as they like to call it. Dana White likes to call it. We're going to have a huge announcement about that night. We were planning some things, but it got way bigger than I thought. So, and you have to be here for that.
Sweet.
This is going to be meet the bag night too.
I love it.
So there's going to be all kinds, and it's all related to gambling. You're going to love this.
Oh, that sounds
Yes,
good,
no,
man.
this is going to be very, very good. Because you're not a UFC boxing guy betting wise.
Yeah, I fool with it. I got insiders in the UFC world, and then boxing has always been something close to my heart that
Love
I care
it.
about.
We love it here.
I love it. Yeah. So I would gamble more on boxing. I'm much more excited about the Canelo GGG fight on September 16th.
See, we could probably do something that night too.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't we?
That is all the real boxing fans will be caring more about that. Well, I shouldn't say that. This is a
You can't. It's. I'm sorry. It's a train wreck. It's a car accident.
Yeah.
It's something on the side of the road that you're not supposed to look at, and you're going to, because if you like boxing, then you know what Mayweather is. If you like UFC, then you obviously are aware of Conor McGregor, and yet this combination, which seems to completely be one-sided, because you're talking about one of the best boxers in the world, and the guy. I mean, everything is against Conor McGregor. There's nothing in that I would check in his box. I mean, even when you talk about attitude, because Mayweather lives off that too. It's so lopsided, and yet, how am I not watching the Irish cousin get in the ring with that person and try to hit him in the fucking face?
Yeah. Well, BJ Penn just put out a long, almost an essay on his website saying that McGregor can and will win the fight.
Really?
Yeah.
I just don't know how. I don't know how with the extra, like, they'll seem like balloons on his hands almost, those compared to the gloves that you use in UFC.
Well, there's a lot of people who believe that McGregor won't get one punch in 12 rounds. That Mayweather.
I think it'd be very
so
difficult.
clinical.
I'm kind of agree. I mean, as much as I hate to admit it, how does he land a? I mean, we're talking about some really good boxers, including the Golden Boy, that really just couldn't land a clean punch on the guy.
He's so clinical. It's
defensively, almost a perfect fight every time he does it. Defensively,
yeah.
Defensively speaking,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
exactly. And his offense does struggle as far as having that overbearing style of offense. That's why I don't see him like I see him winning the fight, Mayweather winning the fight, but I don't see him like trouncing him in the first couple of rounds just because he doesn't have that kind of offensive firepower, so to speak. And McGregor can take a punch. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to last a handful of rounds. I don't know if it's going to be a knockout.
I think it could last 12 rounds. I think it could go to a unanimous decision.
see, because you brought up those odds before
Yep.
about where the money is. Because if
Yep.
you're just going to bet on Mayweather,
The money.
there's no money.
yeah.
Like there's really no money on it.
The over/under for round total was 9.5 rounds.
That's
Oh,
one
yeah.
I might be a little interested. Like, if
So
I'm going to
you're
make a
going
wager,
over? You're
I'm
going
gonna
over?
go. No, I'm going to continue studying, but at this point, I'm going over 9.5, and I'm taking.
We're still
the,
a couple months away. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over 9.5 and the unanimous decision Mayweather. I think I'm gonna hammer both those bets pretty hard.
Yeah. Actually, when you look at it, today's June the 26th. We're exactly 2 calendar months away from the fight. So 2 months today, they'll go at it in Las Vegas.
Well, and by the time we get in there, so of course August, then I mean you're going to be talking hockey again already. Get people coming back.
Yep.
What about the Vegas excitement?
It's wonderful. I mean, I don't really like what they did in the expansion draft. I like what they did in the draft, because they had 3 picks in the first 15. I think they did a great job there. But the expansion draft,
Well, we'll see what comes up July 1st, as you know. Then, and so between now and then, Dave, fireworks going off. Do you think?
Yeah, I think
there's
so.
been nothing huge so far.
The window is open right now for teams to talk to players that are, unrestricted eligible on July the 1st. So that's why it's so funny. Because the window opens and all of a sudden, in the first 5 minutes, there's like 5 deals. It's like, how did they figure this out so fast? It's like, well, they actually had like 3 or 4 days to talk about it beforehand. But yeah, teams are actually talking to one rumor out there, by the way. I know you'll be surprised that I'm talking about the Winnipeg Jets, but
that's
the Jets
shocking.
have had conversations with unrestricted free agent Brian Elliott about possibly being a starting goaltender there before the 2 young kids they have that are developing behind them are ready to kind of take the ball full time.
Well, what do you think about Mike Smith in Calgary? I think that's a questionable move.
I can see why they did it, though.
Yeah.
I get why that was attractive
Older
to them.
goaltender, too, right?
Is he, 39?
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, Calgary has 2 young goaltenders that aren't as developed as the Jets, but they say that window is about 1 to 2 years. So if Mike Smith gives them goaltending for the next 1 to 2 years, that might be the bridge between what was and what will be.
But will a 39-year-old goalie have a bounce-back season?
Better Flames team with Travis Hamonic, I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say they've got a chance for it, and I agree with you. If they can get 1 season out of this,
yeah.
And again, we know that goaltenders, I mean, they're, once they get into the 30s, that tends to be your zone anyways. Now, he's on the other side of that. But just his background, I think his attitude. I mean, people just love the guy. His teammates love him. He's, all that he, it's so weird sometimes watching him because he spent that time under Marty Turco. There are times where he looks a little bit like Marty Turco. Some of the things he does, certainly the way he handles the puck.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of that in him, and I think the Flames. I understand the attraction on one side because, as I said, I think if he can have 1 year, which I think he's capable of, health-wise.
The Flames aren't expecting this guy to sign a 5-year deal or a 4-year deal or even a 3-year deal is too much for this guy. But you know what? I think the possibilities are there to almost do some mentoring with the organization and the 2 goalies that they hope are the future of the franchise. Because Smith clearly isn't, but is he the stopgap? He's when you compare it to what they had last year with Elliott and Chad Johnson, it's not like it's too much of a difference between quality of goaltender. You're not going to sit there and say, well, Chad Johnson is so much better than Mike Smith. Not a bad goaltender, but we're not talking about A-level, tier 1, top 5, top 10 goaltenders with any of those goaltenders in question.
Here's something weird in watching the draft. Now, occasionally we get a chance to know some of those names that are called out. And you start to act a little bit like probably how the family feels sometimes because Owen Tippett, we had a chance on a couple of times to talk with him, and it looked like he probably was going to be top 5-ish in there somewhere, top 7. That's sort of what a lot of Central Scouting had. That sort of he drops down to 10, ends up going to the Florida Panthers, which I think probably in what they want to do is a good place for him. But gee, I really thought when Buffalo went by, when Detroit.
Yeah, we were texting back and forth, and it's like, this is it, Buffalo.
Yeah,
it's like Buffalo selects what?
Yeah.
What? It's in your backyard. Take the guy in the backyard.
I know, because he's got huge upside offensively. I thought for sure he'd be attractive, and it's the one thing that I remember Don Cherry talking about. Like in the day, they didn't have all the coverage and just what we see now. The advent of sports television has changed all that, where they've made this somehow an event. But Don Cherry used to say, unless you know your kid is going to be like top 10, top 20, because in the day they'd come down from North Bay or whatever, and the families would sit there, and all the names would be called out over a couple of days, and they'd be sitting there with their suit and tie, back in the gardens or wherever they'd have this stuff, and the families would go home. He goes, and it was heartbreaking to see the family sit there and poor poor Jimmy the Bag hasn't been drafted yet, and Greg's saying, you know, let's sit there and everything. And see this poor kid, Jimmy the Bag, out of Vancouver and everything. And no one likes him, eh? No one taking him. No one picks him. Language is terrible. And I think he smokes the marijuanas and everything. So like, don't show up, eh? Don't come. And so these kids would sit there and, but Owen, yeah. But at least if we go to Florida now, and now we know someone.
But
hey, Owen, yeah, we're coming down. Can you get us some hotel rooms
in Sunrise?
Yeah,
they'll be available.
Yeah. Sunrise. People go, what's
45 minutes away, not so much. Sunrise, I know. Why
isn't Sunrise? I think they have a mall there, isn't there? A mall?
They do.
It's not good.
It will save the franchise if they move downtown.
Because the Heat's arena is out of the downtown area. I know that. I've been to one Heat game, and because Sunrise, Miami Beach is about 45 to 50 minutes driving distance, which is kind of a lot when you have other crap to worry about, right?
For sure.
Well, just the location of some of these buildings. I remember going to the opening, or pretty close to it, of the United Center in Chicago. And you could see the old Chicago Stadium kind of half demolished.
Yeah.
It was still sitting there. You could see inside. And, of course, after the hockey game, I was with the fan at the time. So me and I think it was Jimmy Lang, and we're walking out of the building. And we're going to an area. I mean, that's not a good area where these buildings exist. And a big cop comes by, huge gun hanging out, and goes, "What do you think you're going?" I said, "We're from Canada." He goes, "Going to a strip club?" Yeah. He goes, "Well, don't go that way. Are you going to get raped?" And there's a look on my. He goes, "Do you want to get raped?"
No, sir.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, and so every time people go, "Oh, that arena." Don't go to that arena. It's a rough building. Go, yeah, you can get raped. Why does everyone get raped in your stories? Just because I can't get it out of my head.
That is scary.
But what if it was like Cindy Crawford? All right, I'll make some pastries, and Cindy, you do what you got to do.
We went to United Center 2 years ago for the Sweet 16 Elite Eight. And,
you did?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, how good was that?
It was incredible. The first game was Iowa State versus Virginia, and Virginia's far away, so it was all Iowa State fans. The whole building was full of Iowa State fans, and they got clobbered by 25 points, and it was hysterical. Just laugh out loud funny.
Yeah, well, you enjoyed their pain at that point.
I do.
That you enjoyed.
I do.
Yeah.
That was the Sweet 16 Elite Eight where Syracuse out of nowhere came out of that.
Oh,
with Malachi Richardson, who now plays for the Kings, who should have stayed
they had that 2-3 zone, and no one could break it.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Like there were 3 or 4 minutes left in the game, and they would go on a 20-0 run. You know that he's going to drop the zone. You know it's all going to happen. Can't you defend for that? Like the kids.
You knew it was coming, and you've seen it if you play even a ball at I don't know the Y. The 2-3 zone is just normally what you do when your team's weak. So that way you can kind of defend and know you don't show any. But that's not how they. I mean, it's a thing of beauty. Coach Boeheim, the way that he does that.
It was unbelievable because they took out some incredible teams. Virginia, Gonzaga.
Oh, they killed my bracket.
They ruined.
They torched my bracket.
I had a 4-game parlay that I had tied with North Carolina in the 3 games we were watching, and Gonzaga just had to win to beat Syracuse in that last game, and I was going to be up $1,600, and it would more than pay for my trip. And Syracuse just gave it to me right in the old drink hole with like 3 minutes left. Gonzaga was up 20 points, and same with when they took out Virginia. Virginia was up 20 points, and then old Jimmy. God, it was unbelievable. He's a great coach. He's a great coach.
So coming up this week, before we go, who do we got coming up this week? There's a couple of guys.
Looks like Dominic Moore is in for Wednesday. Still getting confirmation on that. And also James Sharman from Sportsnet, more than likely in studio.
That's great.
Not only talking soccer, but he actually, and we're going to get into it a little bit more.
Get ready for this. Say it. I'm so excited about this.
He actually now makes his own style of pies. So he makes like shepherd pie.
Steak and kidney and
steak
onion
and
and
kidney,
beef and all that. I mean, they're making some.
And he sells them.
Stunning pies.
Yeah, it's
Where's
called
it sold?
realpies.ca or .com. I got to look up the address and everything. He's going to come in. He actually has been selling them like gangbusters on the Danforth Farmers Market. and people are lined up, and he oversold last week. Where
I'll be shocked if there's not a curried one in there because
he ran out.
Back
He
home,
ran out.
Back home, that's what they have, curried pie. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Wow, that's out of left field, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was surprised too. My wife knows him quite well, and I guess him and his wife do this little side company, and it's been doing well. And now 'tis the season to market your food products at farmers markets, because there's usually once a week.
You can get wine there now too in Ontario.
So
now they can sell booze.
So James Sharman sometime this week, not sure why, and you never know what else could happen, right? As they say, and much more,
and so much more.
He should keep his meat pies on the Danforth, not at the Chinatown off track.
Yeah. Hey, this tastes like chicken. Trust me, it ain't chicken. Chicken doesn't have gills. Here we go.
Best friends. Yep. You want to go do karate in the garage? Yep. It's time.
As always, Jimmy the Bag, thanks so much for coming in, buddy.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, you guys. I love it.
Now, if they want to see some more of your picks, where are they going to find these picks?
My Twitter, at Jimmy the Bag. But I put out my daily action if you just subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yep.
Today's action is taking Arizona and Greinke. I'm tying it with the Dodgers and Hill, going for their 12th straight win. If you put them together, you get plus 113. And Greinke's going up against Nick Pivetta, the Canadian from Victoria, who played for the WBC team.
Okay, that is great news. Winning is always good news. By the way, thanks for telling me, Luch, that I didn't win my parlay. Yeah, I never would have known.
That's the best. Thank you.
What are you doing?
When you have friends like that, you don't need enemies.
Yeah.
What's the opposite of cheerleader?
Luch. See ya.